Hey guys, Toast here. Today I want to talk about the new medic weapon for the They Shall Not Pass DLC, which starts early access for premium players on March 14th. While I don't have the definitive stats on the weapon yet, as the stats have not yet been updated on Synthic, I have spent a fair amount of time with the weapon and gotten a handle on how it compares to the other weapons available for the medic class. Now, I'll be doing a full weapon guide once the stats have been released. However, having played with the weapon for a bit, I really feel like it embodies what the level 10 medic weapon should have been instead of what the Selbstlader 1906 currently is. First, let me discuss what I believe a weapon should need to do in order to qualify to be a rank 10 weapon, and why the Selbstlader doesn't meet that criteria. Obviously, a level 10 weapon requires a bit of grinding or playing a certain class extensively in order to receive it, so the player should feel some form of significant reward when they use it. However, you obviously can't make it so powerful that it outclasses the other weapons, as that would lead to an unfair advantage for those players who had not yet received it. To this end, the weapon needs to have the potential to be very powerful, but only after you've learned how to properly use it. The weapon should reward you with increased viability over other weapons in certain situations once you've learned how to handle it and taken the time to get over its shortcomings. Now, the Selbstlader 1906 certainly has the shortcomings part covered pretty well, with only a 5-round magazine, a slow reload time, and high vertical recoil, but I have trouble finding the thing that it does particularly well to make it worth taking time to master. You could say, and many have brought this up to me, that due to the moderately high rate of fire, low horizontal recoil, and high muzzle velocity, that it's really good at taking out a single enemy quickly. However, I would argue that at close range, the M1907 will beat it out with its higher maximum damage and equivalent rate of fire, and at longer ranges, I would say the Selbstlader M1916 has the edge due to the equivalent minimum damage, equivalent bullet velocity, and added benefit that you can use the marksman version to add a long-range scope. I should also mention that while yes, it is great that you can take out one enemy, the fact of the matter is that most times you're not just going to run into one single enemy. All in all, the Selbstlader 1906 is a middle-of-the-road weapon that I don't feel really beats out any other weapon available at a particular situation. Now, let's bring the RSC 1917 into play here and compare it to the Selbstlader 1906. Again, this is based on my time playing with the weapon and not on concrete statistics, so I may be a bit off on some of this. From most perspectives, it seems as though the RSC 1917 is slightly worse in some aspects than the 1906 and slightly better in others. It has a slower rate of fire and seemingly a slower muzzle velocity, however, it offers a faster reload and one extra bullet at your disposal. Where the weapon sets itself apart from the 1906, and the defining reason why it becomes more of a skill-capped weapon, is that it has a different and unique damage model. The maximum damage is 50, which means that it has the potential to be a 2-shot body shot kill up to a certain range. Combine this with the 6 available rounds prior to needing to reload, and this means that you have the potential to take out 3 enemies with each magazine. This means that if you practice with the weapon, learn its recoil pattern, and get comfortable with it, you can be extremely deadly with it, more so than some other weapons. This high damage model also means that if an enemy is taken a hit from just about any other weapon in the game, and you're able to secure a headshot with the RSC 1917, you may very well be able to take them down with one shot. In the CTE, there are currently 2 variants of the RSC 1917, a factory and an optical. There's of course the potential that there may be a 3rd variant as well, like most of the other weapons, which, if that is the case, I really hope it ends up being a marksman or sniper variant, as that would really make the weapon more useful in long-range engagements. That said, the 2 included variants could very well be the only ones for the weapon, in which case we'll just have to work with what we have. We'll just have to wait and see. Now, in the gameplay footage in the background, it may seem like the weapon can be a bit inconsistent at times, however please note that some of the footage was taken on Eastern North American servers, and some on European servers where I had over 100 ping due to the available servers and corresponding populations. The times I was playing on the NA servers, the weapon consistently felt useful, and while I had some shots that felt like they should have hit but didn't on the EU servers, I can pretty much chalk that up to the higher than average ping. Another point I'd like to make is that while this is inconsequential to the way in which the weapon plays and fits into the class meta, I feel like I should also mention that the weapon looks pretty damn cool and has some really satisfying sound effects to accompany it. The crack that the weapon makes with each shot, especially when reverberating off of interior locations, sounds excellent, and the combination of the unique reload animation and sound makes for a bit of visual and auditory enjoyment while playing. All in all, I'm very glad that DICE decided to design the weapon this way, and I feel like it fills a niche that all of the medic weapons in the base game are not capable of filling. Had DICE made this the level 10 weapon instead of the Selbstlader 1906, I feel like you likely would have seen less frustration for the grind of that weapon, and potentially more medics on the battlefield than you currently see. Now for those of you who have downloaded and played the CTE, and have unlocked and used this weapon, what are your thoughts on it? Do you agree with my argument that this weapon is what the Selbstlader 1906 should have been, or do you dislike the weapon for some reason? Let me know in the comments. If you liked the video, please leave a like, and if you want to see more content, please subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Toast, and I'll talk to you soon.